Welcome to our special class for United We Om. We are practicing together to support trauma-impacted communities and in need communities. And we're so grateful to have all of you here. So thanks for joining. Let's begin standing on our mats and really taking in the deep appreciation for all that appreciates us too. So keep your feet spread out a little bit wider than your hips, with your knees soft, your palms open, your heart open, your mind open to possibilities. So allowing your practice to be surprising, allowing your practice to be filled with wonder, literally wonderful. Allowing your practice to be fluid. Good morning. And open to possibility. So right now, as we're standing on our mats, feeling that sense of awe, a sense of wonder, remember something that you love. It could be an experience, it could be a feeling. Something that makes you feel so yourself, like a quality of life. You might close your eyes. You might move your body a little bit in space. So the invitation is to remember. Remember what you love. Bring your hands to your heart. You can layer them one on top of the other. Again, keep your feet slightly wider than your hips. Your knees soft. So there's a feeling of grounding, but also a feeling of suppleness. You can wiggle your toes. Let your feet spread to connect in with the earth. Feel what's in your heart. And then open up your arms, but let your palms face down. Soften your knees and let your hands float down towards the ground as you bend your knees a little bit deeper, just feeling the quality of gravity, loving you, wanting you here on this earth. And then as you inhale, flip your palms to face up and lift your arms to as high as you'd like them to be, maybe the height of your heart or the height of your eyes, or even higher than that, lifting your arms up. Good, and feeling all the space around you. And you can even turn here a little bit side to side, just seeing the space, feeling the space around you. Not the things in your space, but the space itself. Very permissive. Loving you and loving you right here, right now. And then let your palms face down. And again, float your hands down towards the ground. You can bend your knees as deeply as you'd like. Coming down towards the ground. And again, feeling the quality of gravity and earth loving you. And then flip your palms to face up and start to rise again. And you might even turn on your feet. Turn to face another direction. Feeling the space all around you. And again, lifting your arms as high up as you'd like them to be. As far reaching as you want them to be, even further out than your fingers can go. And exhale, float your hands back down towards earth. Some of you might go solo, you might touch the ground. And then that's the pattern of movement. Floating down with gravity, floating up and around with space. And it might be a few breaths that you find that bring you there. And feel free to step off your mat, to step out into the space. In deep appreciation of what holds us here, holding space and holding your ground, standing your ground and being able to rise up. Let's just come in a few more rounds of breath and movement. Feeling your muscle energy, feeling your awareness heighten. And next time your arms float up, keep them there. Again, however high you find them. Standing with this wider spread of awareness. And then slowly, and even slower than that, bring your hands to your heart. Slowly. And so you're recognizing feeling in your hands even slower. A quality of life that you love. Feel it in your hands. And then let it rest in your heart. And feel your heart beating. Feel the rivers of breath and blood flow. Inside. And the heat of fire. Every cell on fire in your body. So let's come to the top of the mat. And with all of this feeling of remembering things that you love, what loves you back, right? The ground, space, water, air, fire, all part of your body. As you inhale, sweep your arms out, around and up. As you exhale, bow down, forward fold. As you inhale, come halfway up, lengthen, and exhale, fold. Rise up on your in-breath all the way. Take your arms up and exhale, hands to your heart. So half sun salutations. Inhale, sweep your arms around and up. And again, feel the space, feel the rising. Exhale, bow down and feel gravity, earth, presence. Inhale, halfway up, again, space, light. Exhale, fold, ground. Inhale, you rise, fluidity, the flow. Exhale, hands to your heart. Go again, inhale, sweep up. Exhale, you bow. And don't miss all of the implications of movement and awareness halfway up on your in-breath. Exhale, fold. Arms stretch, you rise. And exhale, hands to heart. Let's do 3 more rounds on your own. Feeling your breath, feeling all of the elements moving in you, with you. And fold. Hi, Daddy. Arms reach. And heart. And next time you come all the way up with your hands at your heart, let's pause there And again, feel the sense of wonder and light and joy and life and the way it moves in you, all around you. Potential and possibilities, my friends. Let's be with it. All right, from the top of your mat, sweep your arms around. Let's finish the sun salutations. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, come halfway up. And exhale, fold. Inhale, step back, plank pose. And as you exhale, lower your knees. Let's take the first chaturanga modified. So lowering. And then as you inhale, cobra, stretch out, lengthen, open and offer. And as you exhale, sit back, child's pose just for a moment. So you can stretch out your back, your side body, reach long through your fingertips, even come up high on them. And feel all that space around your side body. Breathe deeper into your side lungs, your side gills. Take another full deep in-breath with a little bit of movement if you like. Stay for the exhale. And on your next inhale, emerge on your knees, kneeling back bend. Take your arms down, out to the sides, up to the sky. And feel the way life sometimes brings us to our knees. Sweep your hands around back behind you, catch your lower back. Let's get a little bit more stability here as you root down through your lower back and climb up your torso. Draw your elbows towards each other. Open your mind, your heart, your body, spirit, soul. And as you exhale, lower your hands down to the ground, downward facing dog. Bicycling out your legs. Let's swivel the heels over towards the right side, and you can keep bicycling out your legs here. So you get a really nice stretch, left side body, pulsing and opening. Pressing your hands forward and down. Let's come back through center, heels over towards the left side. Same thing. You can keep bicycling out your legs or bending both knees together, stretching out right side body. Send your breath there. And then back to center and keep pedaling out your feet. Step or walk your way all the way up top of the mat. Lengthen your spine once you get there. Exhale and fold. Inhale, you rise, come all the way up. And exhale, hands down the center line to your heart. And let's keep going. We'll add on a little bit more movement. Inhale, stretch out. Exhale, bow down. Inhale, come halfway up, lengthen. Exhale and fold. Inhale, step your right leg way back to the end of the mat. And get a nice solid foundation in your legs. So there's a hugging action in between your front and back feet. Stretch your left arm forward and then your left arm up to the sky. Reach it all the way around back behind you and then lower it down to the ground. If you need more grounding, you're free to put your right knee down. Do it again. Left arm forward, left arm up to the sky. Reach it back and exhale. Bring it down. One more time to take it up and around. Now, when that arm comes back, keep it there. If you want to go a little deeper, roll onto pinky toe side of both feet. So you get a little bit more hip opening left side. Lean back, open up. And as you exhale, take the left hand down on the big toe side of your foot. And we're going to pivot on the feet. So turn so you're facing the long side of your mat. You're turning to your left and then bend your right knee. Keep your left leg straight, Skandasana. So we're shifting over towards the right side, the back of the mat, and then shift back over towards the left side. And you can use your left hand to press your left thigh open. Let's go back over to the right. This is the last time. Face the back of your mat. Why not? Turn things around in a different direction. Stretch your right arm up to the sky, revolve. And as you exhale, take that right hand down, big toe side, and pivot all the way around. We're back at the front of the mat. Lower your right knee down to the ground. Take your left knee back to meet it. Let's simplify. Cat's breaths. Inhale, extend. Exhale, and round. Let's go there a few more rounds. Inhale, extend. Exhale and round. So feel free to come up on fingertips or even fists if you need a little bit more space in your wrists. And the invitation also is to remember what you love. That might mean moving your body in a different direction or a more alternative way, circling your hips or rolling your head. Big inhale here. And as you exhale, pour back into child's pose. As you inhale, rise up on your knees, take your hands to your lower back and climb up your torso. If you'd like, you can free the arms, keep them for support on your lower back if that feels better for you. Big in-breath and exhale, lower your hands down to the ground and stretch your right leg back behind you. Now you can stay on the left knee if that feels good for your body, or lift the left knee up and we're going into a three-legged dog. Exhale, bring the right knee into the nose. Inhale, stretch back. Again, you can do this with left knee down. Exhale, coming forward, knee into nose. And inhale, stretch back. Last time, knee to nose, and then step the foot through in between your hands. Ground down through the feet, hug in and sweep your arms up. High lunge. As you exhale, hands to your heart, hinge forward. So we're in a soaring lunge, and then step your left foot forward to meet your right. Through chair pose, inhale, arm sweep, and exhale, stand, Samastitihi. Layer your hands on your heart. And feel your body here in space. Feel your body being loved by the space, by the ground. Separate your feet a little bit wider. Open your arms, but let your palms face down. Soften your knees and float your hands down. And just be in relationship with earth and gravity. And then as you inhale, palms float up again, maybe at the height of your heart, your eyes, your crown, or even higher. Do it again. Exhale, floating down in appreciation. It's not a random movement. It's earth appreciation. And then floating up. And again, you might even turn as you're floating up. Appreciation of space. And again, exhale, floating. Do it at your own pace. And feel free to step off the mat. It's nice to get a little bit more spontaneous every now and then with practices that sometimes feel regimented or traditional. It's nice to find some non-traditional ways of movement, yes? Right, looking at things in a different light, seeing your yoga mat even as a platform or an opportunity to explore. Right, so many ways to kneel and kiss the ground. So many wild and precious opportunities. Next time your arms are up, keep them there. 5-pointed star. You can keep heels in, toes out, heart high, gaze high, spirits high. We need that, more high vibrations, yes? And as you exhale, feet together, hands together, hearts together, Samastitihi. We are together. All right, from the top of your mat, inhale, stretch your arms out, around and up. Exhale, bow down, forward fold. Inhale, halfway. Exhale and fold. Inhale, step your left leg way back to the end of the mat. High up on left fingertips. Hug in with the legs so you feel there's foundation here, not just from your left hand, right? From hugging into your center. Stretch your right arm forward. And as you reach up to the sky, again, make sure you're not sitting heavy on that left hand. There's a feeling of elevation. Right arm reaches back and then down to the ground. So inhale the arm forward and up. Exhale, you reach it back and down. Couple more rounds there, right? Staying fluid, feeling possibilities of flow, of being in the flow. Next time your arm comes back, keep it there. If you want to go deeper, roll over onto pinky toe side of both feet. Lean back, open, head back, and exhale. Take the right hand down, big toe side of your foot, and pivot. We're turning to face the long side of your mat. You might need to adjust your feet. Heels in, toes out. Bend your left knee, shifting over to the left side, Skandasana. Now you can use your left hand or forearm, press it into the thigh. Let your pelvis drop down so you feel that bigger stretch in the right thigh. And then back through center, we're going over other side. And feel free to support yourself with hands on the ground or to lift your hands up. And we'll flow a little bit more here, side to side. So hands could be down, centering you. You might make the range smaller, that's okay too. Or go for it, go a little bit deeper. You can flex the foot of the straight leg. You can lift your arms up, make any creative movements that you'd like. Going with your own flow, my friends. We'll take it one more time, side to side. When you land over your left foot, we're staying there and turning to face the back of our mat. Inhale, stretch your left arm up. And again, you might roll onto pinky toe side, open. And exhale, lower left hand down, pivot all the way around. We're back at the front of the mat. There you are. Lower your left knee down. Take your right knee back to meet it. Keep it simple, cat's breaths. Inhale, open. And exhale, soften. Right, so think of these breaths as your pulsation of life, just like your heartbeat. Just like the way life moves. And again, if you're feeling more non-traditional, go for that sahaja. Right? This is an opportunity now to really take things a little bit more off the beaten path. So you're free to take more lateral stretches, to play with wrist directions, maybe even stretch out a leg if you'd like. Twist it if you're feeling that feels good for your body. Right. A little bit more of that free form. Sahaja is so permissive. It allows us to open up into ourselves, like our fingerprints, like the way that we think, completely unique into who we are, who you are, part of a whole, but completely yourself. On your next exhale, let's all pour back. Child's pose. Just briefly, we'll be here. Unless you need more time, please feel free to stay. On your next inhale, you rise. Ustrasana variation. So you can take your arms up. You can take your arms around, catch your lower back. You might touch your head and support it. You might interlace your fingers. You might touch your heels. How do you emerge in freedom from your heart? Take another full deep in breath. And as you exhale, lower your hands down to the ground, walk them to the top of the mat, downward facing dog. Oh, actually, let's stay on the knees. Come down to your knees just for a moment. Left leg stretches back behind you. Here's where you might stay. And again, those feeling a little bit more intensity, lift your right knee up. So from your table to your three-legged dog. As you exhale, knee into nose. Inhale, stretch up and back. Do it again. Exhale, knee to nose. Inhale, stretch up and back. This is the last time. Exhale, knee to nose. Step the foot through in between your hands. Good. And then sweep the arms around and up, high lunge. So again, solid foundation. Hands together, bring them down the center line to your heart. Make sure you're not gripping. Hinge forward, but feel that right leg strong. Take another full deep in breath here. And as you exhale, step your right foot forward to meet your left through chair pose. Sweep your arms around and up. And as you exhale, stand Samastitihi. Let's layer the hands on the heart. Separate your feet a little bit wider. And feel the fluidity of breath and pulsation, of heat. Open your arms as you inhale, float them up. And then as you exhale, flip the palms and float yourself down. And then again, inhale and look around. Open your arms. So every breath, there's intention to feel, to heal, to open your mind. And again, opportunity to step off the mat, hearing your very own unique song, your unique way of being, of living, of feeling, of moving. Without judging it, do your best to be in a place of permissiveness, exploration. Good. Let's step to the top of the mat, but keep the stance wide and start to lower down. Again, palms lower. Let your forearms rest on your thighs and keep your spine long. I'll show you from the front. Right, so we're in a squat, and a higher yogic squat. Feel the quadriceps starting to burn a little bit. Put your hands on your thighs now and round your spine like a cat's breath. Don't change the legs. And then inhale and extend. Good, do it again. Just letting your thighs work strong. Spread out your toes, round your spine. And then inhale, extend. Do it again, curling through center. Now extend your spine and listen, you're going to turn your left shoulder towards the right. Think about your left ribs turning towards the right, like your whole torso, like a barrel turning towards the right, and press your hands into your inner thighs. Spine is long. Now listen, when you come back to center, round your spine. And then extend your spine. And again, turn like a cylinder towards the left. Press your hands into your thighs and then curl back to center. Do it again, turning, curling, extending, curling when we come back to center, and extending, turning, left side, curling at center. One more time each side. You feel the strength of your legs. Make sure you're not gripping into your feet. Press into your legs, curl. One more time over to the left side, opening. Good, back to center and curl yourself all the way up, 5-pointed star. And press your pelvis forward, your pubic bone forward, but engage your glutes and hug your belly in. So you're getting a little bit more stretch now, front body, inner thighs. Lift up even more. You want to go deeper, you can take it up onto your toes. Want to take it even deeper, you can look up. One big inhale here. And as you exhale, set the feet down. Float your arms down slow, and even slower than that. Feel all the space. Even slower than that. Slower. Slower. That's it. And then step your feet together. Inhale, bring your hands to your heart. And exhale here. Inhale, bend your knees, sweep your fingertips down, around, and up. Utkatasana, chair pose. Sweep your right arm down and back and your left arm forward. So we're revolving, opening the heart. Good. As you inhale, come back to center. Exhale, sweep your left arm down and back. See if you can keep your knees even, your hips even, so you're not swiveling in your lower back. And then inhale, rise back into chair. One more time each side, right side twist. Want to go deeper here? You can take the left elbow towards the outer right thigh. Stretch your right arm up to the sky. Left hand could be at your heart. Again, knees are even. It's an option. Inhale, stretch the arms back up, chair pose, keep the legs strong. Sweep the left arm back, right arm forward. And again, option to stay right here. Keep your hips square. Or to go in deeper, deeper forward fold. Take the right elbow to outer left thigh, left arm to the sky, right hand to your heart. So you're using arm and leg as leverage. Spread out your toes. Next inhale, come back through chair. And then exhale, stand all the way up. And again, let your pelvis press forward slightly, engage your glutes, hug your belly in, and then stretch your arms up for this standing back bend. Just opening front body, lengthen the back body. Take another full deep breath. You need more support. You can put your hands on your lower back like we did in camel pose. One more breath. And then exhale, hands together down the center line to your heart. Inhale, sweep your arms around and up. Take hold of your left wrist and just notice the touch. No gripping, a simple hold, the way you want to be held, that kind of touch. And then stretch up a little bit taller and hinge over towards the right side. So you might touch your forearm, go a little bit lower on your forearm or stroke up on your forearm. You don't just have to hold the wrist. So again, it's not grabbing. It's a really sensitive touch. Move your head back and your arms back. And now put some weight into your right foot so you can float your left leg out to the side. So in a bind and off balance, pretty simple. You can wiggle those right toes. If you need more ground, put your left toes down. And now free the bind, free yourself when you're off balance. Feel free to circle the wrists or to turn your head even. And feel free to put your left toes down on the ground. Feel free to lift that left leg up a little bit higher as if you were going to go into Artichondrasana, that kind of feeling. Take another full deep in breath. As you exhale, float the left foot down, lift your arms up. Let's take that 5-pointed star. And then exhale, float your arms down slow. Slower still. Feel free to roll your shoulders or turn your head if you're feeling any constrictions or restrictions on yourself. Tadasana, legs come back to hip width apart or even touching. Inhale, bring your hands to your heart. Exhale here. Inhale, sweep your arms around and up. Catch hold of your right wrist. And again, just the right touch. Right? A moment of awareness when we touch something. So profound. Right? How are you touching? Not gripping, holding, not forcing. Feel free to stroke a little further down towards your elbow. Again, there may be some stroking or again, massaging, moving your fingers. Start to hinge over towards the left side and notice a tendency to collapse forward. See if you can roll open, even if you need to bend the elbows a little bit. Right? Tip a little bit more. And then float your right leg up. And if you need the ground, there it is. Just bring your toes back down. But if you're feeling okay, see if you can get the leg up a little bit higher. Still in the bind, take a few breaths. Wobbling is welcome. And then as you're ready, free the bind. Remember, it's always okay to put your right toes down. And then it's a lateral stretch. Take another full deep breath. Off balance and completely open. And then exhale, float it down. Let's take it wide. 5-pointed star. And again, you need a little bit of space. Roll your shoulders, turn your head. Big breaths. And then exhale, float your hands down slow and even bend your knees. Get a little bit closer towards the ground. A little bit closer. A little bit closer. Legs are wide. So you can land where we did before with forearms on thighs, or you can come down into Malasana, yogic squat. Palms together or fingertips together, and an open heart, an open mind. Feel free to stay here. Want to go a little bit deeper? You can put hands down on the ground and start to lift the hips up, bending the elbows, bringing the knees back to the backs of the arms, and practicing flight, taking flight. So you might even lift one foot up towards crow pose or the other foot up. And again, some of you feeling that staying in Malasana might be enough. Right? So really honor your body, the way you take flight in your own heart. Even if you need to stay grounded. Right? Remember that there's always a feeling of lifting up, whether it's from your arches, from the palms of your hands, or from your heart. If you're up in crow pose, let's make our way back down into Malasana. Strong from the base. On your next inhale, rise all the way up. 5-pointed star. Feet are wide. And then again, let your palms float down towards the ground. Soften your knees, soften the muscles around your eyes. And then float your palms to face up. Feel the space, even reach out a little bit further in front of you. Opening to the space, you can turn around. And here's where, again, we find that sahaja. So welcome ground, let it welcome you. Welcome space. Let it receive you. Let it hold you. A few more rounds like that. And again, feel free to step off your mat. All right, and then slowly make your way back onto your mat if you've come off, and let's go towards the top of the mat. Inhale, bring your hands together at your heart. Exhale here. Let's go a little bit more of that traditional path. So bend your knees, sweep your arms down, around and up, Utkatasana, chair pose. Big inhale here, lift your chest. And as you exhale, dive down, forward fold. Inhale, come halfway up. Exhale and fold. Inhale, step back, plank pose. And exhale, lower chaturanga. You can do it from your knees. Inhale, cobra or upward facing. Just know you always have options. And exhale, downward facing dog. And some of you might pause for a moment in child's or cat's breaths before you emerge into your dog. Inhale, step your right foot up in between your hands. Root your left foot down and rise to warrior one. Hinge forward into a soaring warrior. So you're keeping the left foot down on the ground, arms are stretched forward. Feel your right hip drawing back. As you exhale, bring your hands to your heart. Now lift your left heel and let's transition into a warrior three. And if that's not feeling appropriate for you, you can stay in the soaring warrior. Otherwise, elevate that left leg up. Hands at the heart, working to straighten right leg. Big in breath here. As you exhale, let's plant that left foot back down and cartwheel open to peaceful warrior. Embodying this state of peacefulness. As you exhale, start to hinge towards the right. Heel toe your left foot in a little bit. You can put your left hand at your hip or keep it floating out. Just like we did from standing earlier, we're going to float into Artichondrasana. So some of you might take that hovering flow before you put your right hand down. Some of you needing more grounding, go ahead and land the hand and then lift the leg up. So again, find your way in. Feel the space around you. Feel the ground beneath you. And feel your integrity, remembering what you love, how it loves you. Big inhale. And if you're still elevated, come on back down as you exhale. Cartwheel back into that peaceful. One more big in breath here. And as you exhale, cartwheel your hands down. Frame your right foot. Lower your left knee down. Take your right knee back to meet it. Sahaja, your cat's breaths. And then pour back, childs. Inhale, you rise, Ustrasana, camel variations, kneeling back bend. So however it feels appropriate, let your arms and your mind and your heart be free. And next exhale, bring your hands down to the ground, downward facing dog. And then look up in between your hands, step or walk your way, lengthen and fold. From the ground up, bend your knees, sweep your arms, rise, Utkatasana chair, and exhale, Samastitihi, finding your ground. Open arms, little wider stance, bend your knees, let your palms float, and then straighten legs, lift the arms up. Just 2 more breaths here. Grounding. And rising. 1 more breath. Again, as deep as you'd like it to be, whether physically or mentally or emotionally or energetically, as deep as you want it to be. Just communing, connecting with life. Hands to your heart, Samastitihi. Top of your mat. Second side, bend your knees, Utkatasana, reach towards the ground and then reach out in space. Exhale, forward fold again towards the ground. Inhale, looking out, halfway up. Exhale and fold. Inhale, step back, plank pose. Exhale, your chaturanga. Even modify it. You can come into child's if you want instead. Inhale, upward facing cobra. Perhaps it's a kneeling back bend here. And exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, stretch your left leg up and step your left foot up in between your hands. Root your right foot down. We're rising to warrior 1. Keep your right foot planted as you bring your hands to your heart. Hinge forward for a soaring warrior. So right foot stays down, right? Just so you feel that power. And then if you'd like to go a little bit deeper, go ahead and lift the right heel and elevate that right leg into a variation of warrior 3. Make sure you're not jamming into your left hip. So you lift that outer left hip up. As you're ready, stepping back, cartwheel all the way back into peaceful. You might have to elongate the stance a bit. Big inhale here, leaning back, opening. And as you exhale, start to reach towards your left. And here you might need to narrow the stance. Right hand can stay at hip or reach out to the right. And you either float right up into Artichondrasana, hovering, or you can keep the foot on the ground, lower the hand to the ground. You could practice the balance here. right? So half moon in any variation that feels appropriate in the way that you float and soar. One more big breath here. And as you exhale, step back kindly, sensitively into a peaceful place. And then cartwheel your hands down to frame your left foot. Lower your right knee down to the ground. Take the left knee back to meet it. Let's go a little away from the traditional now. Lower your forearms down to the ground. And then extend your legs back. So we're in forearm plank pose. Lift your thighs, keep your pelvis elevated, but broaden your collarbones. You need to modify, go ahead and put your knees down on the ground. You want to intensify, rock right up onto the very tips of your toes. Some of you might find rocking forward and back could be really enjoyable, quite wonderful. All right, a little strength and fluidity here. All right, take another full deep in breath. And as you exhale, everyone, knees down, and then gradually land your pelvis, Sphinx pose. If it feels too intense in back bend, you send your forearms forward. Some of you might find straightening the arms here gives a little bit deeper back bend. Again, this feels really opening. Legs could be wider, toes are pointed and legs are engaged. Stretch front body without losing back body. Another big in-breath. And then exhale all the way down. Prostration, options for arms. You can stack hands underneath forehead. You could reach arms out in front of you with prayer hands, or you could take your prayer hands back behind your head, thumbs to the neck. And see if you can allow for the letting go. Allow yourself to be received, like the offering that you are to life. So soften your belly, your buttocks, your legs. Melt your heart, your mind. And then on your next inhale, slide your hands to frame your ribs, come up high on fingertips, and float the heart forward and up. So for a low cobra, stay low, stay grounded. Now float the thighs up. This is an option. So if it doesn't feel right, you stay in the low cobra. Just going to add on steps. And then start to bend your knees. Still keep your thighs lifted, feet flexed. Hands framing. So see if you can elevate yourself a little bit higher, kind of like a hybrid cobra and bow pose. Take another full deep in breath here. And again, you can stay here or go back to one of the previous stages, or perhaps you reach around and catch your ankles and move into bow Dhanurasana. So all our options. Take another full, deep, open-hearted breath. And as you exhale, everyone float back down, press back into child's pose. Just allow yourself to be seen. And then take your time to slowly roll yourself up, sitting up on your heels. Just take a few moments here. If you need to move into cross-legged seat right away, that's okay. So a good opportunity for some touch. Or bathing in the stillness, listening. Let's extend the legs out in front so you can swivel your hips to one side. Use your hands for support, legs out in front. So feet to the top of the mat, Dandasana in your way. So legs might be straight, legs might be bent, but spine is long, no matter what, right? Hands could be down by your sides, by your hips. If you need a little bit more support, they might be back behind you to help press the heart forward and up. So again, you're finding your way. And a pose that often looks very static. Right? How can you create the fluidity, the wonder, the loving qualities right here in this traditionally very angular pose? Big in breath. As you exhale, you can start to walk your hands forward, or some of you might keep your hands back, bow over yourself, towards yourself. So Paschimottanasana, and again, a slow entry in, nothing rushed or forced. So you're feeling all along the length of your spine, around your hips, your hamstrings, even the touch is significant. Feel what you might be bowing to, what invites you. Don't hesitate to move. Cat's breath, sahaja, right? Touch. Right? There's no one prescription for any particular pose, for any particular experience. Let it be your own. Give yourself permission for that. On your next inhale, let your heart lead the rising up. And then reach your arms out in front. If you need more support, you can bend your knees, hold on to your thighs, curl your tail, but keep your heart lifted so you don't collapse in your upper body. Roll your lower back, and then your middle back. We're coming all the way down to lie on our backs. And once you emerge there, go ahead and take a big stretch. Extend your legs out, extend your arms out, like a 5-pointed star on your back. Big breath in, really stretch out, open everything. And as you exhale, bend your knees and bring your knees into your chest and wrap your arms around your shins. Hug in. Even a little bit more of a squeeze. Rock yourself. Circle your knees around. Give yourself some love here. Good. And then lower your feet down to the ground. Keep your feet together. And move your hips over towards the right. And then let your knees drop down towards the left. Now see if you can stack your knees and stack your hips. Create a 90-degree angle at your knees and at your hips. You can stretch both arms out to the left and then stretch the right arm up to the sky and open the right arm out to the right. See if you can keep your hips stacked, your knees stacked. So it's a really nice opening for the upper body. And then you can take your left hand, if you like, to your outer right thigh or outer hip to help assist this twist. Big inhale, you can turn your head to the right. It's okay if your right arm floats up. Keep stacking the hips. Big inhale, stretch your left arm back out to a T. And as you exhale, bring the right hand back over. Stack your right hand on top of left. Now, as you inhale, glide your right hand across your left arm over to your chest, and then open the right arm again. So we make this a little bit sweeter. Lift your right arm up, touch your left hand, even linger there. And then glide that right hand along your left arm until you open it up again to the right. And do that one more time. Anticipate the touch with both hands. You might even go slower as your right hand comes to your left. And then open it one final time. And using the leverage of your arms into the ground, stomach muscles strong. You might even pull the knees in a little closer, roll yourself back to center and re-center your hips. Arms out to a T. Slide the hips over towards the left side and let the knees drop over to the right. And again, we're working to stack the knees and stack the hips. So your left arm might float up right away. 90-degree angle at knees and hips. Right hand can assist, grounding your left hip down, left thigh down. Turning your head to the left. So again, just enjoying the opening first. In pulsation. And then keep the right arm extended out into a T. Lift your left arm up to the ceiling and then reach all the way over and let your left hand land on your right. Slide the left hand along your open right arm across your chest and then open it up. You can look at it, your left hand with your gaze, and then lift the left arm up. Again, anticipate the touch through both right and left hands. And then slide your left hand along your right arm. And then do that one more time. Feel the offering of touch. Rolling back across. And once the arms are out to a T, again, use the leverage of your arms. You might pull the knees in towards your chest, roll back to center, and center your hips once again and hug the knees in. Again, wrap your arms around and then curl your head and shoulders up off the ground. Make everything tight, your facial muscles, the muscles in your arms, your buttocks, your stomach, your toes. Take a big inhale here. And exhale, release everything down and extend out into Shavasana. So allowing for the full dissolving now into the ground, into yourself, into what you love and what loves you back. Oh, bring one hand to the center of your chest, the other hand to the ground. This body is made of earth and gold, sky and stars, rivers and oceans masquerading as muscle and bone. Every substance is here. Diamonds and silver, magical elixirs, ambrosia that gives vision, herbs that nourish and heal. The foundation of our planet, immortal magnetic iron, is circulating in your blood. Every element inside of you loves the others. Earth loves rain, sky loves sun, sun loves the space it shines through, and space loves everyone equally. In these moments of cherishing, in your meditation, luxuriate in knowing this deep and simple truth. Every cell is an organ of sense, infused with infinity, infused with majesty. Infused with radiance. And this is universal. Let your eyes open. Extend your arms out. Move your head, your fingers, your shoulders, your facial muscles, your mind. Open your heart. And bring your knees into your chest. Wrap your arms around no matter what position you're in. If you've come to seated, you could do this too. Rock yourself a little bit. Love yourself a lot. And make your way back up to seated. And once you arrive there, layer your hands on your heart space. Lift your heart up and bow in reverence, in love. Remember what you love. Remember what loves you back, the earth, the space, all those other things in your life that love you. And keep loving, my friends. We need it. We need a lot of it. I love you. Thank you so much for being here. Namaste. Happy holidays. Enjoy.